I'm going to get flamed for what I'm about to say. But I will tell you that the Leafs played much better against Chicago and just didn't get the win.
Yeah.
I think that's the consensus. They played a decent game.
But no one wants to hear it.
Nobody wants to hear, but we got to say it.
Easily,
We got to say it. Easily their best game in a week and a half.
my least favorite type of LFR to make. Like by far and away.
Why is that?
Where the game where they lose, first of all, they played well and no one wants to hear it. Absolutely no one wants to hear it. And I don't blame anyone for not wanting to hear it. I just like the videos are taking longer to get to Drew because I just spend half an hour lying on the floor in my jersey sometimes, just lying on the floor, swearing, muttering under my breath that I don't want to do it. Can I tell you how sadistic people are? You know how many regular season LFRs got over 90,000 views last year?
I have no idea.
2.
Oh, wow. How many this year?
The 11 losses that they have are averaging over 90,000.
Wow. They're a story again. They weren't really a story last year. They're a story now.
They won 52 games last year. Like, even their losses, you couldn't get all that mad about. There's a few thumbnails I scrolled back to. I was like, what happened to make me that mad that day? I don't know. Life was pretty good.
And it turns out it wasn't that serious because things could always get worse.
Yep.
You could always be 1-12.
Turns out I've never mourned the Leafs on their way down over the course of LFR.
Well, that's because they started down and then went up, and that's all it's been.
No, they started down and went downer.
Yeah.
But we all begged for it.
Yeah.
We wanted them to bottom out. And I and most of this fan base were not ready for this start. Ready or hopeful.
I don't think the management was ready for this start, Steve.
No, they weren't. And that's maybe the most disheartening and horrifying part. God, Chicago's going to be good.
Yeah,
They're going to be good. Yeah, I mean, their current record is good. They are good. They're going to be great. They do play too much pond hockey for my liking right now.
So did the Young Leafs.
That's how the NHL is being won these days.
Yeah.
Bunch of young teams playing pond hockey. It's been exciting to watch.
It's so good. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Isn't that great? When in the spring we were like, whoa, old guys are having a moment.
And now look, young
And then
guys.
the Leafs who were old got older. And young guys said, you missed the boat.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about recently? With that kind of on the Leafs losing a bunch and you not having an LFR season quite like this ever in your history.
No.
Because like this has been a really successful tenure for the Leafs. Like the last 9
my
years.
God.
Regular season success been crazy.
Regular season, very important.
They rarely lost like 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row, 5 games in a row. You got to go back all those years. I saw a stat the other day about Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And in 1990, to start the season, MJ and the Bulls lost 3 games in a row.
Wow.
From that point in his career, 1990, losing those 3 games in a row, he did not lose 3 games in a row until he was on the Washington Wizards. And I forget if I saw it on TikTok or Twitter, but I had to go check it myself. And I went through all the game logs on MJ's.
You manually looked it up.
It's like it takes me like 5 minutes. I can do a quick scroll. So I just look at the loss column on his game log for each season. I clicked through from 1990, the beginning of the season, first 3 games of the season, he lost 3 games. He did not lose 3 games again until 2000, 2001 when he joined the Washington Wizards and they started awful and they lost like 10 games in a row or something like that.
Wow.
The man knew that you can't have these things compound on each other.
Did he even lose 3 games in a row in baseball? Like,
yeah, imagine, right?
Good question.
I checked it. It's fact. And that's what you see out of greatness. They don't let these things infect them like a disease and the losing gets into losing. That's why I'm so adamant about like winning 7 out of 10 games. And I love the Blue Jays mentality about that as much as I despise John Schneider. He always said that when they're doing the baseball series, it's like 3-game set, you need to win 2 out of 3. That's all we're looking to do. 4-game set, we're trying to maybe split, but we really want 3 out of 4 each time. In a 10-game sample size, you want 6 out of those 10, but you really want like 7 out of 10. You want to win 7 out of 10 each time. And that is just what gets you into this winning mentality. If you bring that to the playoffs, you're going to win a championship. If you're not losing 3 games in a row, if you're not losing 2 games in a row, you're for sure going to get to the end. And with the Leafs this year, I'm so dumbfounded by them because it's something we haven't seen. We usually see them stop these losing streaks where it's like you have that awful loss.
Yeah.
You maybe lose the next one and that's like 2 in a row. And then they stop it.
Yeah.
And then it's not 3.
They don't have the capacity. They don't have the ability. Every report I hear is more concerning than the last. Like Elliot Friedman talking about they had a fiery meeting and it was blunt and guys got called out individually. And then I can't remember what game it was that followed it. It was one of the Bruins.
It was
games?
the Bruins. It was the Tuesday
yeah.
Bruins game.
Which just tells me they don't have the capacity.
Yeah. And
They
that's
can't do it. Now,
that's why it's so worrying, right? Because they usually get out of this funk and they usually have the guys to do it. And this season they just don't. So yeah.
here's what I want to see. So I hope Nick Waugh plays tomorrow.
Mhm.
Stetcher is with the team and he's practicing with the team. Jacob Quillen is with the team. I want Quillen to play tomorrow. I want Stetcher to play tomorrow.
And by the way, Stetcher was claimed on waivers over the weekend for anybody that doesn't know that.
Yeah. I want
From the Edmonton Oilers.
whoever you need to kick out of the lineup to get Quillen and Stetcher into the lineup, so be it. I never want to see Philip Myers in a Leaf uniform again. That's enough. Sammy Blais, I think we're wasting our time here. He played a couple good games. He played a couple bad games. And then Berube basically didn't play him. We need players you can play. We need hungry players. They haven't played hungry hockey. Their best players
Hungry hockey?
are playing.
That'd be a good board game.
Yeah. No, they've just been a broken hungry hippos where you smash the thing and the hippo just lays there.
They should make the game, but then the Mouse are NHL players.
Yes.
You
I
could
like
buy
that.
like a Leafs hungry hockey, and it's like Matthews and Riley and Willie and JT in their heads, and they're just chomping at pucks.
That's not how it
so
works.
this is a great idea.
No, it chomps at the
Turn off
puck.
the show. We're gonna go make it.
Yeah, we've done it.
It chomps at the puck if it's for every other team. If you press any of the Leaf players, it just goes, it's the fans' fault. It's the media. It's the pressure. It just,
What
it's
does
just
it
lip
do-
service.
What does it do in Vancouver?
Haha, Leafs. Fuck Toronto for some reason.
No, they should each have their own identity.
Oh, no.
Canucks
Sorry.
fans have been really nice lately.
If it's Vancouver, sorry, the players smack each other.
Ah, there you go.
There you
That's funny.
go.
What does it do if it's Florida?
It smacks you.
and eliminates property tax.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what? It's by the way, Vancouver
It also
Canucks
wears
fans
a
have been
red
very
hat
nice
and calls
this
you
season.
slurs online.
Canucks fans have been very nice this season. I don't know why they're catching strays here. Come on.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Oh, Jesse asked me.
I'll
do it for the other ones.
Listen, if it's Flames fan, the board breaks, but you never rebuild it.
Whoa.
Hey, beep, 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 beep. I want to say that I am. I still stupidly am clinging to the idea that if this team was healthy, and they're very not. Let's go through the injuries here.
Okay.
Okay. So Waugh is out of practice. And here's the thing that the Leafs will do. It's maintenance. But all the guys that have missed practice for maintenance are on IR.
Yep.
Great.
So don't give me that bullshit. Joseph Wall was on IR for a while, obviously, but he's back. And I want to talk about that because I do think that's a very valuable story.
He was wonderful.
Tanev is out. Lawton is back and in a game sweater at practice this morning, which is good.
Okay.
Matthews, Stollers, and Brandon Carlo. Now, if I had given you these 6 guys, and I had said to you in September, hey, boys, Wall, Tanev, Lawton, Matthews, Stollers, and Carlo are going to be hurt by mid-November. We'd all have said that's probably going to be a really tough start for the Leafs then.
I'd probably say their record would look a little bit like the way it does.
Now,
which is fair.
But what's interesting about this is that none of them have all been injured it's sort of been at the same time, but it's not all crossed over.
Matthews, we're never going to know the truth ever. And
Matthews looked like a groin injury. That's all I'll say.
You think it's groin?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But what I do feel like is like, even with the injuries, when we look at it in the context, even if they hadn't been hurt, they were not playing well enough. And that's the concerning part, right? It's not like, we got a bunch of injuries, we're just missing out. No, you're getting caved.
Tanev's the one guy I'm like, yeah, you were fine. But Carlo's awful.
Awful. Stollers was awful. And I think Stollers was hurt. And I wonder about that Seattle game. I wonder if that's why he wasn't so pissed off.
I think at minimum, he got hurt in the Seattle game. One of the two Bruins games, I can't remember which, he made 2 stellar saves at the very beginning of the game and then looked unplayable after that. And they said it was an upper body injury. One of the saves, he's outstretched crazy like that. And I wonder if he really aggravated something.
Yeah, and he pulled himself from that game. Like, I don't think that was like, hey, Berube's getting him out of there because of performance. He was hurt.
He was also bad.
So
he was hurt and
I
bad.
think he's bad because he's hurt.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. I think Matthews is the same. Bad because he's hurt. And one of the things I was sort of talking to somebody over the weekend about is that, listen, I know Austin refuses to talk about his health thing. Going back to when he had COVID, I remember when Steve Simmons reported it, and Austin made a point of saying, Steve, that was really inappropriate. You shouldn't have done that because it was rumor. Steve was able to verify it. But like, fuck off, man.
Well,
like, it was
and
sort of
now,
one of those moments, right?
And now we're never going to get an accurate report ever again.
Well, I don't think that was ever going to be the case, though. I think Austin and Judd Moldaver, his agent, like to keep that stuff secret. But I have to be honest. I think it's a mistake. I think if those guys were to tell the public what's actually going on, and had they told the public what was going on last year, there would have been a lot more sympathy to what happened. And, you know, this is a guy that went down 35 goals season over season from 23-24 to 24-25. And this year didn't look anything like he did in 23-24. After we were told he just needs a few months to heal, he'll be fine. He's going to be fully healthy. Yeah. And then went into camp, he's fully healthy. Guys, he's fully healthy. No, he's not. And if you guys would just be honest about this, I think a lot of people, yes, I know people are going to take shots at him on the ice and whatever. That's a different conversation. But I think if Austin and his people were just honest about, listen, this is the nagging injury he's dealing with, and here's why it's affecting his play, I think people would be a lot more sympathetic to it. But in absence of a story or in absence of knowing that, and we don't have to know every detail, hey, it's a wrist injury. Hey, it's a groin injury. Hey, it's a back injury, whatever it is. That's all we really need to know. And it's going to take X amount of time to fix it. If we knew that, I think that fans are a lot easier on you. I think media is a lot easier on you because we know. Yeah. But the Toronto Maple Leafs, and this has not changed yet in the Keith Pelly era either, they're stuck to this idea that the more they keep secret, the better it's going to be. And we have seen time and time again, in absence of, and Mitch Marner's a perfect example of this, in absence of the true story, people make shit up. Or they hear half rumors or whatever else they hear. And so now we're stuck with a whole bunch of guys injured, Austin being chief among them. But Austin is, to me, the most concerning, Anthony Stolarz being number 2. Because I remember reading a report, by the way, that one of the reporters was saying that Anthony Stolarz was icing both of his knees after a game earlier this year, and I thought, oh boy. And but they made note of it. And I know he's had both knees reconstructed. That's why I'm concerned.
All these guys have ice all over them all the time. Patrick Marleau used to take an ice bath between periods.
That's a bath, though.
It's a bath, but it's ice. Same idea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I feel like they're not handling the PR well either.
Devil's advocate.
Give it to me.
I think a lot of guys are struggling right now. It is an Olympic year. There's going to be added maintenance. The Leafs are not the only team dealing with this.
Yep.
I was listening to the CJ show on the way down, and he's like, the Lightning roster they iced the other day. I was like, what is this? And it's not even them. Like the Habs, I cannot believe how badly the Habs have been bitten by the injury bug again, like long-term injury bug. The whole division's in shambles.
Yeah.
Injury-wise. You could go around the league.
Vancouver, I think, is an important one to mention. Yep. Like half their guys have been out this season.
You could go around the league. Nothing's going well for the Leafs. And one of the things that I've been hammering recently, trades are hard to make, this and that and that. Okay, you have a minor league team. Let's try guys from the minor league team. Well, they claim Stetcher on waivers. Players aren't on waivers every day, much less, experienced players in their 30s. Who have played hundreds of games. You claim them, and you were lucky enough to be able to claim them. You throw them into your roster immediately. Great. And now there's space for him to play because Carlo's on IR. Wonderful. Quillen. How do we call up Quillen?
Comp's contract was terminated.
Comp's contract was terminated, and also another guy was placed on IR. So I wonder if these injuries, some of them, or one or two of them, are the type of injuries that a guy would typically play through and try to maintain. And they've just decided, you know what? It's not worth doing that. We're going to put you on IR. You get a couple weeks off, and we're going to give some other guys looks. I wonder that.
I like that. I like that a lot. My concern is that if Austin comes back, they tell us he's healthy and he doesn't start scoring.
Well, I listen, the number one fear of every Leafs fan right now, ahead of giving the Bruins the 6th overall pick this year.
And they're first in the division, by the way.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Cool. So good. Good. Great. I'm stoked about that. That's so good. The number one fear of every Leafs fan is Austin Matthews isn't great anymore.
Yeah.
He's the second highest paid player in the league this year. You're not going to score 60 every year. You're not going to score 69 every year. 50 plus. I said this at the beginning of last year. I'm like, he could score 50 and they would still have to make up 19 goals somewhere else. If he gets 50 year in and year out, no one's complaining about the deal. Man, if he's scoring 40, 13 and a quarter should get you a lot more than that.
Yeah.
13 and a quarter has to get you in the range of 50 and in the range of 100 points.
Yeah.
Purely
locked. And by the way, Steve, forget health. Health does not play a factor in that. You have to be healthy.
Right.
That's the point.
Well, it's not.
Well, no, but that's the thing.
It's not how bodies work.
I know, but that's the people are not going to have sympathy for injuries at that point.
And the grace that I gave Matthews last year when everyone was hammering him, his goal scoring was it was terribly down. He scored at a 94-point pace though last year, which is in and around where he needs to be, in and around what's typical. He's blocking a ton of shots. He's laying the body a little bit more. He was getting crazy assignments from Berube, we know now, and I think that continued this year, but I don't have the numbers yet. I think this is an incredible player. Is he what they need him to be? For 13 and a quarter, you're outpacing Alexander Ovechkin's career. And at 13 and a quarter, you need to continue that. Like that's how expensive that is in today's NHL. Now, the rising cap is going to fix that a little bit. He's too important a part of this team. Like what team, like what if Leon Draisaitl is just like, I'm trying to think of, Adrian Kempe.
Yeah, just signed his deal.
Super underrated player.
Yep.
Ridiculously underrated player, deserves the money he's getting. If Leon Draisaitl turned to Adrian Kempe overnight, the Oilers are cooked. This is what I'm saying. So when people were like, yeah, Matthews is this defensive 2C, which I think is a bit of an exaggeration, but if he turns into Ryan O'Reilly, who most teams would kill for, they're dead. They're toast. They're dead if he turns into John Tavares. Well, I think John Tavares turned into him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really don't know what's going on there, but here's the long and short of it, though. They don't have him. And they've had an incredible record without him over his whole tenure as a Leaf. It hasn't made any sense. When he's in the lineup, he's incredible, but they've always found a way. They put together a really solid effort against Chicago, and a really bad play from one player who can't play another moment on this team is what sunk them.
Jesse,
they got saves, they had structure, they scored.
Jesse, do you think that Philip Myers has played his last game as a Leaf? Because that was the first goal. Yeah. And that is the one that sunk them ultimately.
It's I don't know if it's his last game as a Leaf, but he's definitely, they know what they have there. Like, I don't think anybody's confused as to what he is at this point, and he's not going to grow into something that's more than what he is right now.
So my question, though, is he played 49 games and mostly with Morgan Riley last year. 49. I can't remember complaining about Philip Myers, Mike.
No.
What happened, guys?
It wasn't. Well, this is the thing, man. This is the thing. Their whole decor. I was happy with the Leafs playing like 9 guys, and they had all of them. Dude, Mermis looked good last year. I'm trying to think of the other extras they had. Rafai, we remember when
36 games, by the way, for mine.
36.
Oh, 36. I don't know why I said 49. My bad.
36 games.
It's a lot of games.
So many games for your 7. For your number 7.
I think that's what it is. He's a 7th defenseman, and when you're throwing your 7th defenseman into high leverage moments, you know what you might get out of those situations, and sometimes they rear their ugly head when your team's not playing well.
If you can't stop Frank Nazar from making that pass to Teuvo Teravainen, then we just don't need your services. Like, if you're trying to find solutions here, and this is why I keep saying maybe we're done here, is he's clearly not a solution. Like, if someone else were to get hurt and they were to need another defenseman and they're like, well, there's another injury, we got to put in Myers, I'm still going to be upset about it. That's not a solution. A solution is Will Villeneuve with the Marlies. Well, you don't know if Will Villeneuve is going to be good or bad. That's correct. I know if you put Myers in, they're dead.
Yeah, you know what you have.
Yeah, like, now, does that help explain the drop-off from this year to last?
No.
And that's, I guess, looking at why they got from one to the other is helping you try to find a solution. I mean, a probably easier thing to do would be to fix the current player you have who you know can give you good minutes.
Yep.
He did last year.
Yeah.
30. It was nearly half a season. The Minnesota Wild had Dakota Mermis play over 50 games for them. Can you believe that?
That's
over 50 games in one season.
yes. Yeah.
And I see this guy on the ice and I'm like, oh, they've both forgotten what a puck is.
Yep.
So when I talk about finding solutions, you got to get new guys in there just to see. And if you're actually going to, people are already talking about a rebuild. You're miles and miles away from coming to that decision. And you haven't looked at nearly enough players, nearly enough options to come to that decision. Quillen's with the team. Great.
Would love to see Villeneuve up at some point.
I'd like to see him up. I mean,
Henrik Thrun.
That's why they went out and got Stetcher. Elliot Friedman mentioned that they were going to call up Thrun, which...
Why not?
Why not is because he shoots left, and I still would rather see Villeneuve, but okay.
Yeah, having 5 lefties in there is nice.
Yeah, but Thrun played NHL games last year, and you pay him $1 million. So, okay, fine. Fine. Solutions.
Yeah.
And so I like what they're trying to do. I like their effort from last game, and at the end of the day, they lost 5 straight.